And Kamen Rider Fourze, final Astro Switch update review in. Alright, so here it is. This is probably going to be the last Astro Switch review. Unless something really crazy happens. Because I got them all. I got all 40. And I'm just going to go over, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 switches to show off. Although 2 of them, actually 13, because 2 of them are some Legendary Rider switches, which aren't on the show. A couple of them were in the movie. But anyway, we'll get on to that. Here's base states. Base states. We've seen base states. So let's go ahead and show off some of the new switches. The last few switches we've gotten since the last time we were in here in the YouTube review space. Kamen Rider side of things. Scoop switch. Came with Hall Wink off the hot dog. This is the Gashapon version. This is not the one that came with the DX version that came with the hot dog. Although I'm missing just a couple of, I think I'm missing 5 switches of the 40 that aren't the DX versions, and I'll probably hunt those down at some point. I won't do a different video review because the only difference is, as you can see, like this one just has a shiny sticker, whereas this one has like sparkles in it, and that's really the only difference. Is one is just shiny and one's glittery. Since I'm only 5 away, I'll probably go ahead and get the ones that I'm missing, just for the sake of having them all the same type. But whatever. But I won't do a review for the functionality. So scoop goes right in there. Gives him a scoop on his arm. Sculpt. Here's hand. I've already done hand. Why did I bring hand? Oh, because my daughter was playing with it. Okay, we're gonna skip hand. I did hand in the last update. Here's Freeze. Freeze came with the Softania. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but the ice cream food droid. Here is Screw, which gives him the little propeller on his leg. And here is, I think this is Gyro, which gives him like a helicopter blade on his left arm. There we are. Ta-doo! And turn them all. There's the first set of switches we're going to be looking at today. Scoop obviously flips forward. I say obviously because I think I was just messing with it. And you hear a little scoopy noise. Here's the Freeze. Sounds like a couple of ice cubes. I'm not sure what that is supposed to represent because it doesn't sound like a propeller at all. but kind of like a little submarine propeller on his leg. And then here's Gyro. That sounds like a helicopter. Hey, look at that. But so there's the first 4 switches that came in. I'll go ahead and turn them off. And we'll swap them out for some other ones. Actually, we're going to leave Gyro in for right now just because it's the only new square one I got outside of the Rider switches. So we'll set all these off to the side. We will put in Claw. This gives him like Wolverine type claws on his hand. The switch it's just a button. It doesn't really look like claws. Like a lot of them will represent kind of what they're doing, but oh well. Here's Giant Foot. I do like Giant Foot. It gives him a giant boot on his right leg that he can use when he stomps. Like a giant boot materializes and out of energy and stomps the ground, which is kind of cool. Come on, go in. There we go. Oh, whoops. Giant Foot. Here's Board, which gives him a kind of snowboard on his one foot. And then again, turn them on. You just schnickty, schnickty, schnickty. Okay. That one doesn't really sound like a giant foot stomping, but you know, you gotta have some interesting noises. I guess that's extreme. Sure, why not? So there's the second round of switches here. And actually, at this point, we're just going to leave this one in. Alright, the last X switch we got here, the last right leg switch is net. And here we have, I think this is arrow. Yeah, okay. Net gives him a net. He used it to catch the bug guy when he split up. Arrow gives him just like a little burst of, like a little pressure hose thing that shoots a burst of air out. And again, turn those on, just net, you just... It sounded a lot like the board noise. Hold on. I'll try something here. Okay, not exactly the board noise, but still a little bit of a very similar generic sound noise. Okay, here's arrow again. Yeah, some of these are really good noises. Some of them are kind of, I'm not sure what's going on. And the last of the main switches here, Stamper. Now Stamper gives him like a little press, like a stamping press on his leg, and when he stamps on somebody, it like leaves like a charge that you can set to detonate at a certain time. A time delay charge on the person, shaped like a little Fourze face and a cookie is kind of what it looks like. That's an appropriate noise, I think, for a stamping machine. I'll let that one slide. And then finally, of the main show switches, it's the big one. It's the cosmic switch. Now, the cosmic switch, when it gets attached, he goes into cosmic states, and he gets the power of every switch. Like he gets 4 quadrants on his chest, and each one has the symbols for all the different switches, and he can just, it's like a touch screen. He can just pick which switch he wants to use. He can use it in conjunction with the Berezin sword, which I did not get. I just wanted the switch. I'm not really into a lot of the roleplay toys. I just wanted the switches at this point. I have enough of the roleplay toys, again, which I mostly bought for the switches. Now, one of the things I didn't realize at first, I got home and I was messing with it. I'm like, why isn't it working? You actually have to turn this one on. You can hear it say number 40 when you turn that on. And then once that's on, and it's a giant switch, but I like the design of it, because you plug it in here. You hear cosmic. A lot of the sounds are built into the switch itself. But when you turn it on, and you turn it on by pushing down right here, the hatch opens up and it looks like a launch button. And then when you push the button, it says cosmic on and then plays the little cosmic theme. Now, it's not as loud as the speaker in the driver itself, and that's a little bit of a disappointment, because like even the mag phone, I think, was a little louder than that by itself. So I like to, and that song, you know, for the giant final form, I would like it to be a little bit more epic, but yeah. There's a button over here you can push to reset the red switch, and you can turn it back on again. And then you just slide this up to close it up. Just like that. Now you can actually, in the show, it's happened on the show as well, you can, if you activate it like this, and then push the button, danger. Now it doesn't repeat danger, like I wish you could just go danger, 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 like you did on the show, but it does make the danger noise if it's not attached into the actual belt, which I kind of like. It's just a little added sound they didn't have to put into it, but I like it. So there's the cosmic switch. And, of course, finally, I did mention we got a couple of new rider switches. We already saw the O's switch in an earlier review. And I also hunted down a couple of my other favorite riders, Kabuto and Double, right there. So, and they go in these two switches respectively. So let's go ahead and... Why is it saying arm? Arm is not on. Oh, arm was on. Okay. So, put in Kabuto. Alright, and then you push on the Kabuto switch and you kind of hear a cast-off noise. And then double makes the Cyclone Joker. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, my daughter actually, without me saying anything, was complaining about that. The fact that it plays the whole Cyclone riff to the very, very end, and then plays the Joker riff. Whereas on the actual show, they kind of overlapped each other a bit. Like you hear that like all together, like one riff. Whereas in this driver, they clearly just took the two sound files and stitched them together instead of blending them like they should. And again, I'll play it for you one more time. You'll hear how one kind of fade. It waits for the Cyclone riff to fade out before it does the dun 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 Joker riff. So, yeah, I would have liked it if they had blended that into one soundbite that had them play overlapping each other like they did on the show. But a minor complaint to have a double switch on the Fourze driver. But I just thought it was cool that like even my 5-year-old daughter was like, why does it have that pause between the two songs today without any prompting from me? I just thought that was cute. But yeah, there you have it. There is the final, unless, like I said, unless something else comes up in the show that we have not previously been aware of. That's all the switches. That's all 40 of them, as well as 3 extras in the form of these rider switches. So yeah, I might buy these. These are not the DX switch set switches because you can tell because they're clear. These are the Gashapon rider switches. But I may invest in some of the rider switch sets. I may not. I don't know. But as far as the main switches from Fourze go, that's all 40 of them. There you go. And apparently there's a core switch, and I'm curious as to what that's going to do. I'm about to watch this week's episode here in just a few minutes, so we'll see. I'm not even sure if it's in this week's episode, but I've seen a special core switch, or what I think is referred to as the core switch, that comes with the official Bandai exclusive switch rack from the show. But we'll see. But anyway, there's it. That's all 40. I may finally bring in my SHF Base States figure to review at some point. I definitely plan on picking up SHF Meteor because I really, really like Meteor, and that'll be coming. As far as Toko reviews, I don't know what's coming. I'll have some more Go Buster mechs soon. I do have Deca Red figure arts and the Akiba Ranger figure arts coming. So there'll be still be some more Toku stuff on the thing, and of course when we find out what the next rider is, all that stuff. So it's not the end, just the end of the 40 switches. So enjoy. I'll catch you on the other side.